Hey, what's going on everyone? Kitsune TCG here, and I've got another deck profile for y'all today. Today we're going to be looking at Marincess, the counterpart to Soulburner Salamangrate. They both share the Cyberse typing, and that's really where the similarities end. Marincess are water attribute instead of Salad's fire, and their history competitively has been very different. Marincess lately has had some competitive success, but if you're familiar with TOS format, you know the heights that Salad achieved. Marincess early on, prior to its newest support in the Legendary Duelist, was decent. It was, a lot of good cards, a lot of good things that it could do. The problem was, it didn't really accomplish anything. You'd end on essentially one negate in Marincess Wave, and nothing really else. You didn't have access to a whole lot of really good extenders. You had extenders, but they definitely weren't as good as what we got in the Legendary Duelist. Marincess, also, unlike Salad, has a lot more xenophobic locks. Obviously, in Salad you do have some situations where you lock yourself in a fire, but not always. Marincess, almost every card does, which does definitely limit your card pool, so you can't go into transcode talker or up into access code that you can do in Salad. It's just not going to work that way. So the new cards that it got really did kind of help give it something more to end on, and also, just more consistency. Like, the deck didn't necessarily have an issue link climbing, but now it really, pretty much every hand, you always have something going for it. Alright, so we've got 3 Blue Tang. This is going to be your main normal summon. If you see this plus any other Marincess, you typically are going to be ending on your full board, provided your opponent doesn't have too many interruptions. 3 Spring Girl. This is a really great extender. This is typically how you can end on an additional Toad negate. The 3 Seahorse. 2 Pascalis, 1 Sleepy Maiden. You really only need to be seeing one of this. It being level 5 does hurt it a little bit, just because your 2 main starters in the deck, being Blue Slug and Sea Angel, require a level 4 or lower Marincess. So this is just kind of a good extender beyond that, so you don't want to see too many of them. The 3 Marincess Dive. This card's great. It is just going to allow you more consistency, and if you already have the majority of cards, it also helps you in on that additional Toad negate. The 1 Battle Ocean and Wave, just the one-ofs, you're able to search them fairly easily, so no need to play any more. 3 Signet Mining. You typically see enough of the Marincesses, but this just kind of helps add consistency. If you'd rather see a different one, you can just discard that one and go from there. Most of them you're going to be able to add back later with Blue Slug anyway, so it really just kind of depends on your hand as far as what exactly you can do, but this just definitely helps. The 1 Called By, obviously it's great. You're able to blank a hand trap. The 3 Nibiru and the 3 Dark Ruler plus the rest of the hand traps are really just kind of designed to help you go second, but also give you something, going first to have more interruptions. The deck is consistent enough as is, so you really have a lot of room to throw as many hand traps as you can in there. So we've got the 3 Nibiru, the 3 Ash, 3 Crow, 2 Ghost Bell, 2 Veiler, the 3 Dark Ruler, and then the 3 Imperm. Moving on to the extra deck, you've got the 2 Blue Slug, the 2 Sea Angel, the 2 Coral Anemone, the 1 Crystal Heart, the 1 Coral Triangle, the 1 Marbled Rock, the 1 Aqua Argonaut, the 1 Great Bubble Reef, the Bahamut Shark, and Totally Awesome, the Stealth Kraken, and Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is obviously going to be good if you're going against tier, so it just kind of depends on, the matchup, whether or not, you want to go into Bahamut Shark to get the Toad, or if you can end on an Abyss Dweller as well. It just kind of depends. So we're just going to hop over and look at a few different kind of combos, some starters, and just kind of what you can expect with the deck. Alrighty, so just looking at some test hands here. We'll go through at least two, just kind of show you what you can expect. So just take a look at this hand here. We drew the field spell, so it does kind of allow us off of the Sea Angel to grab the dive, which is, decent. This could be a dive or it could be the ocean. Either way, that's totally fine. But we do have the blue tang, so what you'd go ahead and do, normal it, you'd be able to go its effect. What you're going to want to dump is the seahorse. You can link the blue tang off for the blue slug. From there you can go the blue slug effect to add back the seahorse. And that is going to allow you to use the seahorse, special summon it to the arrow that blue slug points to, link away the seahorse into the Sea Angel. Like I said, we already have the Battle Ocean, so off of Sea Angel we can actually just go ahead and grab Marincess Dive. We're going to want to use these two here for the coral anemone. Now you can go its effect. We're going to actually target the blue tang to bring it back, because it does have a second effect that we are going to try and use. And you'll actually just go ahead and link up into the coral triangle. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go blue tang 1, and that's going to excavate the top 3 cards, add a Marincess card, and coral 2, and we'll just go ahead and add the seahorse back to hand because we're just going to use that as fodder for the triangle. And let us see what we can get. Okay, so we do hit the spring roll, which is totally perfect. That's just going to further kind of give us some more extenders. Just top of deck. Alrighty, so we'll go coral triangle, which we can just go ahead and pitch this. We've already used its effect, so no reason to keep it around. And that will allow us to search the wave. From there we can go ahead and activate the Battle Ocean. And we can go the Marincess Dive. Since we have the Battle Ocean up, we can just special summon one from deck. We'll go ahead and go Pascalis, because that is going to allow us to special the Spring Roll. I know it can special summon itself, but at least this way you don't have to banish anything in grave. So we can just go ahead and special it. Now, again, it depends on the matchup as far as like what you want to do. Best thing I would recommend is going into Bahamut Shark. Doesn't matter which one you detach, but we can go ahead and detach that to get out Toad. And from there, we're going to climb up into Aqua Argonaut, and from there we're going to go the effect of Battle Ocean. So since we just did link summon a monster, we can target up to 3 Marincess monsters and equip it to it. So we'll equip it with this one, and this one. Now, that is going to be your inboard, and what we have here is we have a Toad Omni Negate, we do have a Aqua Argonaut Spell Trap Negate, and then we have a Marincess Wave, which is going to be a Monster Negate. Now you don't have to obviously set it since we do control a Link 4, and then you have the 2 hand traps that we started with here. So really nice inboard, and yeah, let's go ahead and see what kind of hand we can get again here. Alright, so a much different hand, but at least we do have something we can do here. So I think we're actually going to keep both the seahorses in hand. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and go Cynet mining, pitching the Cynet mining. We do have the called by if they have anything, but for now we're not going to really assume that they have any hand traps or anything like that. So you're still going to want to take the blue tang. Like I said, this is definitely your best normal summon. So since we already have a seahorse in hand, we don't have to worry about sending that, so we can just send one of our other extenders. Typically what we're going to want to do is send the Spring Girl. And from there, it does kind of get to be a little bit of a similar Link climb situation. So obviously we go Blue Slug. We can add the Spring Girl to hand. Now we've got the Seahorse. Special that. And we can go into Sea Angel. Sea Angel this time, since we don't have it, we do need to grab the Battle Ocean. And we can link these two into the Coral Anemone. And we'll go ahead and special the Blue Tang using its effect to again link. And we'll go again Blue Tang 1, Coral Anemone 2, and we'll just grab back the Seahorse again. Okay, so, I mean, we hit it, so we might as well just add it, but we were going to be able to search that anyway. Oh, not to groove. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so here, obviously it is going to be a little bit different. So we didn't have the Marincess dive, so you don't have the ability to go into the Toad Negate. But, you know, you're still going to be able to special the Spring Girl by, we'll just banish the Blue Tang. And you can just link up into the Aqua Argonaut and just attach the three link monsters to it. So, a little bit of a different board. Obviously not nearly as much interaction, but still overall a pretty neat and interesting deck. But yeah, definitely let me know down below if there's any other deck you'd like to see, anything like that, if you have any more questions, or just overall what you think of the deck, if you've been playing it. I have most of the cards in paper, but I've just been mainly playing this through Dueling Book, so I thought I'd kind of show that through here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you.